Okay, hi y'all. Don't mind me. I gotta finish my story though here. So she was fine with her devices, but every time she would say something, it would sound like bad phone reception. So I'm like, oh, okay. Now is it mine? Is it yours? So she went to had to go get a whole nother person's phone just to do that part that we did. So it was a rough day in the city on that one, but we got it done anyway.
Well, your lawn here behind us is missing some dandelions. I'll send you a few.
I said I want some green grass. Ain't nothing green around here. Well, the trees and stuff is, but
Hey, everybody.
I'm gonna do a giveaway too. So first, let me do some. Hi, how y'all doing? I said hi, didn't I? That's very rude. Well, y'all in my house. You say hi to me. How about that? You walked in my door.
You knocked on Johnny's door.
Tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Red Lentil Healing YouTube channel. Hi, Ona. Hi, Monique. They are going to do ghost stories. So it's going to be Psychic Lynn and Psychic Jen Lynn and then
Susan
Adrian.
Lynn.
Susan Lynn, that's what her name is. Susan, I always say something different. Susan Lynn, Jen Lynn, Adrian, and Shay are going to share some ghost stories tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I do believe. Wednesday, I will be live with Dr. Lena Rodriguez from Tarot Down Under. And so if you still want to leave questions, you can. I have a few, I'm sure that we'll have left over from tonight. And I'm going to do the giveaway, our monthly giveaway at the end of the live stream. So stay tuned for that if you want to.
Do you have a time for that one yet?
8 p.m.
Eastern time.
Yes.
7 Central, 6 Mountain, 5 Pacific. You're overseas. Google it.
Do your own math. So that's what we got going on for y'all this week.
And Friday night.
For the ASPCA, we will be doing a
Humane Society International, our first international charity.
Humane
with
Society.
Autumn, Ona, and Lori. Johnny, Becca, and me. Johnny doesn't have a pet. We all say he's got lots of pets. He takes us for walks. He feeds us.
He's got his pet rocks and his pet cards.
Okay, story time, because we let y'all trickle in. So, what's today? Today is Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow. Now I'm doing stories for tomorrow that happened yesterday. Okay. Yesterday, I tried to go to the Crystal River Gyms here in Pittsburgh. It's downtown. It's in the midst of all the big buildings, right? So I go down there and we are circling because, you street parking. So you got to try to find somewhere to park. And we were trying to find somewhere to park that didn't cost $7 a second, like the parking garage. And so we circling. I'm like, you're going to run out of gas just trying to find somewhere to park. We're going to be parked permanently because we ain't going to have no more gas. And so we said, just forget it. Let's go to the parking garage. Parking garage is closed. So we circle and we see a spot. Okay, go back around, red light. Somebody come through, hit you, and then we cussed. Because we stuck at the red light. You just zip on by and then boom, get right in that spot. I said, you know what? Forget it. So just let's go home. I'm tired of driving in a circle. It really ain't that serious. I want a piece of amber, and that's it. And for the purposes I need it for, I got to bury it in the ground anyway. So it is not that special. By the time we get to the house, I'm gonna have 10 of them from Amazon. So that's what I did. So I still haven't been to the crystal store, but I did try. I started to say, just let me out in the street and I would just walk in there. But it's not that serious. It just really ain't.
There's little Artie.
Artie boy's here.
Humane Society.
Yeah, if Good Vibes is in here, maybe she can make you a little dog with a lot of blinged out collars and stuff to go.
It'll be my pet. And that'll be on your channel, right?
Yeah.
It was Friday, the 30th. Is 7?
At 7 Central, 8 Eastern.
Okay. So at 7 Central, 8 Eastern, Friday, for the Humane Society International, we will be doing a fundraiser right here. Again, Monday, it'll be Jen and a whole bunch of people on Adrian's channel, and then me and Lena on this channel, 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock on Adrian. So y'all be there, be square, be triangle, but just be there.
And hopefully Becca will surprise us with a live sometime.
Pressure's on now.
All right, dang it.
So let's start with something a little hilarious. At least I found it hilarious. You shouldn't find it hilarious because you shouldn't rejoice in other people's discomfort. But I'm not Mother Teresa, so yeah. I need a one of them expletive things. I don't give a that. So Donald Trump owes the city of Albuquerque $211,000. They have turned him into collections. They made an attempt to bill him, and he did not pay it as he is wont to do. Thank you, Adrian. So he has been turned over to collections.
Excuse me, Mr. Trump. We show an outstanding balance, $211,000 to the city of Albuquerque. When you paying this? 5 minutes later, excuse me, Mr. Trump. Yeah, because they don't call once; they call like a zillion times.
They're gonna call your sons, then they're gonna call your wife. They're gonna call Ivanka. They're gonna call Barron on his toy type phone that he got. They're gonna call everybody. Is that Fisher Price ringing too? Yeah, they found the way.
They found that number.
Yes, they did. So will they ever get their money from him? Ever.
And those collection agencies, they get a commission of whatever percentage, of whatever they get. So they're going to be calling a lot, Mr. Trump. Purely for entertainment purposes only.
It was entertaining. Well, that's the second part of the question, Patsy, is will other states follow suit?
And you know what the funny thing is? Those collection agencies will call you for 20 years. I know about this because I had a little dispute with AT&T, and I was right and they were wrong, but they still are messing with me, and they have up to 20 years to mess with me. But it's been a rigmarole because I never had service from them.
Mm-hmm.
Over $318.13. Thank you, AT&T.
That was my exact price. Mind you, mine was landline at that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've had a phone for when? Do you know how old I am? I ain't got no damn landline phone. What you think this is?
It's like, you tell them if they want to take me to court, I'd be happy to see you in court, but stop calling me. Take me off the list.
Mm-hmm.
They're in the wrong. They have all the documentation. They looking for that money. They're going to be looking and looking and looking, and here's Trump all anxious about it, and his kids too. And this is the card of returning, calling again, and making getting a lot of attention for all their calls. I think this might end up having to go to court. He tries to block their numbers on his phones, but they break through that and they transition to other numbers. They're calling even Melania, but I think this ends up going to a higher court. It's going to take a little time to work out, but Trump's going to lose. He's going to have to pay some steady money. Loser Trump. He's waiting on Russia to give him some more money.
That's where they get it from.
It ought to be kind of like false advertising a little bit. It's like, I'm going to do this rally, blah, 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 and you sign all these contracts and then you renege on them. It's a little bit of false advertising or something.
I get that. Yes, they'll get their money. He's trying to skirt them, though, outsmart them. But it's like some sort of a trap. And then there's the payment, which makes me wonder, there's another thing that goes beyond collections. Is it a judgment? Judgment where it's a certain amount, it has to be a substantial amount of money. And if you don't pay it and you don't pay collections, it goes to judgment and then they just garner your stuff. So it's
if you have a payroll income, they can garnish your wages. But if you don't have a income, they can't do anything.
Well, I see him paying.
I got 9 of Swords in the Star. It's how it starts. There is, for the future, it is stressed, it is worried, it is burdened even, because look where they're trying to get money from. So it's going to be a very, very, very hard road to get it from him, but I eventually see, they'll get it. 10 of Cups, 5 of Cups. Somebody's going to have some losses and regrets. He will lose because he'll have to pay. There's something that makes him have to give it up. He has to walk away from his defense, to where somebody said in the comment, to where the only people he pays is porn stars. Maybe Albuquerque should change its name to Porn Star.
Alba, be ready for Trump. Instead of Albuquerque.
or they can take back his tax returns and pull $750 he pays every year.
Thank you, more paper.
Thank you, more paper, please. So there is Donald Trump, and then there is Donald Trump Jr.'s. Marjorie Taylor Greene, she is a new of the Donald Trump Jr.'s. She is cut from the same cloth as the rest of the nutbags. She wants to debate AOC, of all people. I'm pretty sure there is a deaf and blind person she still can't out debate. But
let me get my mop out here to mop up the floor.
Will they debate? And if so, how will it go?
It took her a week to read 14 pages of the Green New Deal that she was disputing, that she wants to debate. And AOC told her she wasn't going to talk to her until she read the entire document. It took her a whole week to read 14 pages.
And I can guarantee you she probably had it transcribed in her computer, and something probably read it to her because the words were bigger than the and but.
Well, she's blaming her staff for her comment about the what was the new Freedom Caucus thing? The Anglo-Saxon.
Oh yeah.
She's blaming her staff for that. Marjorie, we would love to see you debate AOC. Miss Cortez is ready, because she'll know what she's talking about.
Ray Charles is ready. He did deaf and wow. This child. I mean, I know they do things for attention, but do something else. This is okay.
She's not on any committees anymore. She's got to do something to get attention.
Yeah, he's just a troll, just a nasty troll.
She's a mean girl. She follows you around the school hallways, just bah, 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 bah.
followed a child around to harass him for being the Parkland survivor kid.
Mm-hmm. I still want to know where is his mama, because I'd have beat the dog mess out of her. You followed my kid and child.
Mm-hmm.
You would have known what it's like to be black and blue that day.
Ooh, cards are telling me about something else. I love it when they do that. It's like, no, you need to look at this. Y'all go first, because I'm getting nothing on the debate.
I get it. I get that it's open-ended. There's the house. So I don't know if this is a debate that's happening in the house, like on the house floor. There's something here that's growing, but then there's several directions. So because this has to do with growth and health, I'm wondering if this is in the trees in regards to the Green New Deal. But there's several areas of growth here. It's open-ended, it splits. And then I asked again, and I got, no, the new achievement or whatever it is that she's trying to achieve, it's false. It's not true. It's a lie. It causes problems and trouble. So I don't know.
I get it's stop and go. There's like, you get to it with the Nine of Pentacles, there's some security, and then there's a reason that she can't do it this day. You know, her hair appointment is coming up or whatever. It's always going to be something. The Seven of Cups, I don't know, Ace of Wands, new action. So it's going to always be an excuse why she can't do it. She's ill prepared, first of all. I got the Tower in the end and the Knight of Pentacles. So again, there's one way that she's saying, yes, let's do it. And then there's an excuse not to do it. So
yeah, it's like she skirts out. And it's funny because the other day they were saying that MTG was bragging about how she read the whole 14-page report. Mind you, Donnie, it took her 4 days to read 14 pages on the Green.
Too many big words.
I get there's a completion with Marjorie Taylor Greene. And I get Biden's Department of Justice burdens her. You know, there's a new inspiration. Something new comes up on her. And she at the root of this, she's going to be transferred away. Pack your bags, you're gone. There's an imbalance of money for something with transportation or moving people around. I think this was for Trump's emissaries. So probably related to the insurrection. She's going bye-bye. They're going to be asking a lot of questions, and she's like forced into retirement. Yep, y'all have to about to get in some legal trouble.
So I want to ask the question. Just I want to, if you have to change it for Lenormand, but it's kind of open-ended. If, because this is hypothetical, if she were to get in trouble for something, is that something she's doing right now, or is this something in the future? Because what I'm basically wanting to know is she involved in something right now that we could see the back of her pretty soon, or is she going to be involved in something later on down the line? Reason why Jen's getting the pack your bags, get out. Like, what is she doing then? Because you've drawn way too much attention to yourself too. But then again, they all do. Because I think that's spirit in them trying to get caught. That way they can reform. It's like, so you can stop being a bad person.
Kanta's drinking out of the same Starbucks mug I am in chat. So, is it something new or something old? Screen, come to the principal's office. Mean girl.
And wear your mask.
Principal Garland would like to talk to you now.
Does she go through the metal detector now?
I don't know.
I wonder if she goes in there now. What are you doing? What are you doing? Is it something now?
They're going to be asking questions. She's the inside person on something. I think it has to do with the insurrection. It's like, I feel like it's already like being looked at through the court systems, and they've got a little different perspective of whoever her boss was on this. And they're going to put her in defense mode because she's an inside person on the collaboration and all the money. Trying to steal the election and, you know, affecting our national security. She's going to be anxious. I get returning to something old, returning to something that the Republicans did, trying to burden things, and she was a mouthpiece for it also. But I get a big old yes, a lot of illumination on this. Smile, you're on camera, Marjorie.
Marjorie Troll Green. We should call her freaking troll. I get two things. I get something chronic or abusive here with a very large majority, and these people cause destruction, but they were happy to go to a party, so perhaps the insurrectionist and the rally. But there's also something here about if she's fundraising, they're stealing. They're taking away from the money that's being gifted to this organization. So either her campaign or somebody else's campaign, but there's a pattern of money that's missing. They steal. They take away. They take away. So the insurrection, and then something about, because these two are gifts of money. And then here is chronic thievery at a party or a large gathering. So
I get, because I was asking if it was something now or something later. It was something before. Oh, telephone. That is so rude. Oh, Tarot's Apprentice is live. You don't say.
20 minutes later, 23 minutes later.
Jesus Christ. And why you notifying me that I'm like, I don't know. I'll push the button. Sends me a notification. Thank you. YouTube plus AT&T. You're such a good team. Anyway, I did it before. Like before she was in everybody's business and everybody's face. That's how she kind of shot to the top so fast. I mean, where is she from? Kentucky?
Georgia.
Like, yes, there's some crazies in Georgia, and I'm pretty sure that they would vote for her again, but a nobody out of nowhere is not, and this is on even good people, a nobody out of nowhere, you don't get ahead that fast, that easy. I don't care what you're talking about, what's flying out your mouth, what kind of spew you're spewing. You just don't. But it happened before. I get the Judgment and Six of Cups. This is, and it involves money. It involves strong money. And it involves some man. They all connected to each other. There is, yes. I just, why you spend so much time being a horrible person when you can just do the opposite?
She's in trouble.
Kelly McInnes went to see The Wizard of Oz down at Mar-a-Lago. She pulled back the curtain and everything, and there he was in his skivvies, sitting in his bra.
I'm wondering if he's still wearing orange makeup, or did he stop?
He's still. I seen a picture of him earlier when I was doing some sort of research for something. It's right here, and going forward, it's all orange. Back here is pale as it possibly can be.
One of the Republicans, I can't remember who it was talking, it might have been Kevin McCarthy, talking about how healthy he looked because he was getting natural sun now from playing golf. It's like he played golf all the time when he was president. That wasn't natural sun. He is orange.
That same sun that was there. God.
That same spray on sun.
You don't get orange from the sun.
he's just now playing golf all the time, you know.
Why did she go see him?
Macanini nincompoop. She got caught in lies on interviews the other day.
Okay, never mind. Muscle memory, but Jesus Christ. I don't understand how you get up every day and you know you're about to mislead people on purpose. How you sleep?
It's a secret. We're not supposed to know.
That's why I have magic cards. Why was she there? Why was she there?
Who are all these people?
I don't know.
I'm going to figure this out. Hang on.
I mean, I know what the cards say, but it don't make any sense to them.
She's the inside man and the liar for Trump. You know, she's going to spread more lies for him. You know, the challenge, thank you, Letitia. The challenge is for her to be honest and open. She can't be honest and open. She's going to run in and spread more lies for him to try to change his fortunes. So she's clinging, you know, to Trump. Since his demise as president, his ending, she's like traveling around. It's almost like doing a book tour without a book. You know, she's running around.
That's the best way to get a Trump supporter to buy one. Don't bring it.
Yeah, don't bring the book. It's like she's running around gibby gabbing. But there's a businessman that she's left out in the cold from, and she's feeling imbalanced from that. And this businessman, she feels trapped by him somehow, but at the same time, like she's not making the money off him she thought she would. I don't know what that's about. I want to throw more cards. But there's something that she promised to complete for Trump after he left the White House.
Thank you, Catherine.
She's going to bully to do it if she has to. I don't know what this business is she feels left out of. She's not making money on something she thought she would.
Thank you, Catherine. You see any more fairies? She saw a fairy outside her door the other day.
Oh, cool.
What you get?
I get that she went to go get some bad news about finances. There's a significant obstacle or a blockage to something that has ended. There's news about finances. So she went to give him bad news that there's something that he was trying to do financially that it's like, nope, can't do it.
So I get the first thing, they're working together on something sneaky. Seven of Swords and the Temperance. Has something to do with money, but securing large sums of personal wealth. That's how it starts. And then this comes up. But it was saying for me, this is why I was like, what is happening here? I had to change my perspective, as in this was the initial reason she went to something about fundraisers and finances and things of that nature, campaign speeches, and she's going to be on the road with him basically. But it was like, okay, that's one part, but look at this other thing. There's some sort of disaster he is trying to prevent, some sort of horrible thing like the Tower and the Five of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles. He owes somebody and he can't pay it right now. There's some sort of disaster that would come if he is not able. Thank you, Miss Brazil. If he's not able to come up with this money. So I pulled the runes too. Now Fitz is emergencies. Thursos is disaster, like the Tower. Like these two that also say emergency. There's a need there. Need for what? Gebo. This is money. This is gifted money. This is things that you don't earn, something that's given to you, like campaign donations. And then you have Algis. This is to ward off evil. This is like a talisman or something that you would use to get something away from you or to appease something. So he is trying to gain personal wealth, and somehow or another he is about to probably hit the road and do some serious fundraising. You know, our election cycles take 2 years, which is so exhausting, but they're probably about to start now because somebody's knocking on his door and it's not Albuquerque. He's got to pay them right now.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to find out soon, though. There's illumination. Every time I start shuffling, the sun card falls out. Something's getting ready to come out.
Mm-hmm.
Light a D.
News of something financial, like a big problem and news of something financial.
Yeah. So. Sucks to be you, buddy.
Pay your bills.
Corruption involved, you think? Corruption.
So let's oh God. Tucker Carlson. We'll do a health spread on this.
He, after Chauvin's trial, after the conviction, he was talking to somebody, and I can't even remember who it was, and he went into this maniacal laugh, like like cackle, and all the people on YouTube were doing videos on him and his crazy laugh. David Pacman and Brian Tyler Cohen and Farron Balancer, all those guys that we watched, the Young Turks, everybody was doing videos on this weird cackle laugh he did. So how's his health?
How do you get up every day and just be a horrible person? I mean, I get it, muscle memory. Okay, fine. But Jesus Christ. Holy. I'm so glad I'm not a horrible person. No matter what they say online. I can't. Absolutely, he is a whole different kind of special. That's right. Special K, special crazy. Health. I just start pulling cards. I didn't ask no question or nothing. Health.
Well, it's all mental and a little bit of a bad back.
Lord Jesus. Me and my spirits are very sarcastic. It's from carrying all that stupid around. That's what I heard. I don't know if that's what I heard or that's just what I wanted to say. I won't blame my spirit for that. That's very low.
I pulled 4 extra cards and they're all major arcana. That's interesting. And I got the Fool on the bottom, which is major arcana. Foolish rebirth. He's got a bad back. I got all my cards for bad back. But he has a little loop running through his little mind. It is all mental, his issues and emotions. He is all caught up in emotional issues that are feeding the mental issues. And it's literally stealing from his soul. He needs a good doctor. But my last 4 cards is interesting. It's like healing can be manifested, through an institution, and give him a new rebirth here with the Empress. It's like he needs to be checked into a mental institute. He's all kinds of special. Thank you, Pamela.
Thank you.
I did a mental health box spread on him. I don't see anything serious. I just see that he may have a problem with drinking. I got fish down the diagonal with whip. So he may abuse alcohol, maybe something that he does regularly. But mostly here with birds, whip, sun, key, ring, fish, this man just talks trash. He talks trash because what he wants is to go higher where he works. Does that make sense? To climb the corporate ladder. So he may also be in competition with another person there. Perhaps take their spot or get a better slot. You know what I mean?
Wants to boot Hannity.
I don't know. There's competition with another man that makes more money than him. And I see, he drinks and stuff too. His marriage is really important to him, but he also drinks regularly. But what I see in this is that he will do and say whatever he needs to do and say to get that contract for work to bump him up and make more, have more income, be more independent. But that's I don't see anything bad like clouds or mice or anything here. So
that's because it's all over here. There is something from childhood that sparks up from time to time. Whatever, it's not serious. It's something that there is remedy for, or at the very least treatment for. There is a drinking thing with the 3 of Cups there too. The rest of this is for entertainment purposes only. This is conjecture, psychic interpretations. This is a joke, even if you wish. Allegedly, that's what I'm saying. He has boils and blisters that he got from sexual encounters. I pulled the rune. I got the same thing. Kanaz means literally boils and blisters. It's something that's on fire. Because I get with the devil and the sun, and then there's a woman in between. He got the itches and scratches. So you got your haunches is on fire. You also have a thing about milk of magnesia. And not just because you're full of shit, but you have a milk of magnesia issue. Maybe you might be one of these people who keep their figure by constantly going to the bathroom type of thing. Because I get your haunches are on fire, yes, but with this, anyway, I won't. You know what? Fine. So I get he drinks something that makes him constantly go, and it's not peeing. It's
Number two.
the other thing.
The extra 40 pounds of.
But here's the thing. I think it's prescription. So this is why I think that you might be hooked to it, because you can go buy magnesia over the counter. They got 100 different kinds. You can buy the chocolate chewable. You can get you some, but no, there's something he gets from the doctor. Maybe he has a colon issue, but he needs to be cleaned out and blown out all the time.
Maybe he does those colon cleanses all the time.
It's something he has to take. So they're not even going in with the hose or nothing. It's just something.
Maybe he eats all that Swanson's food. Isn't that where he gets his money from?
So he's got a whole bunch going on downstairs. He's got the itches and scratches and leaky bowel syndrome. So it's, there you go. That's what I get for him. So I didn't get the mental thing. It wanted to show me all this other business. So
that may be why he has a bad back, because he's spending too much time on the clock.
I'll let training. Oh, okay. So we'll go from Tucker to, that's where you would put the expletive there, but we won't go that far. The people running for governor. Let's start with Andrew Trump Giuliani. Because you Eric's brother. I don't care what nobody say. Y'all mama or y'all daddy is in the same trees.
As Becca said earlier, Eric pays two, or I pays two.
Yeah,
because they both got the same little goofy smile. They brothers. They brothers. I bet you they got the same blood type. I bet you they did. And it ain't by coincidence. But Andrew Giuliani, I want to know, why is he running for governor?
Okay.
Why? Not mayor, like your father did. You want to be governor.
He's got to outdo his dad.
Yeah. No, you have to say his dad. Mama's baby's papa's maybe.
Daddy had to get you the job with the White House, though, making $100,000 a year just for sports
liaison.
It's like, okay, you go get all those hamburgers every time we have a sports team in here.
Mm-hmm.
Your job.
Hardly. Why? Well, why do they do anything? Money. Or okay. Makes sense.
Charging in erratically. He's been burdened here in the recent past by something that's coming up again. So he's a loser, but he wants to get in politics. He wants to create chaos. And he wants to disrupt something that Biden's team is doing. Thank you, Chandra. He wants to disrupt something that Biden's team is doing because that's where the burden is coming from. He also wants more fame than what his dad had, like returning to something that brings fame. But he wants to change something to do with steady money that's coming in. So whether that's campaign finance or maybe to do with the tax laws and stuff, I feel like whatever it is, he wants to change it within the courts. Like he wants to direct it towards the courts. He's trying to hang on to his money. So I think he's trying to double whammy it. Protect his own money. Get a little extra fame that his dad had. It's not going to go well for him, though. He'll get knocked down to size.
Thank you, Judy. What'd you get, Becca?
I get that he wants to follow in his father's footsteps for power and authority. However, there's also serious financial problems that are ahead. There's Bear, Lilies, what is this? Clouds, Whip, and Ship. So his father and big financial problems. But at the end, there's a transition. There's a move. So I don't know if this is his father had some shady business around the transition when the power was transitioning. See what I'm saying? But it's around his father and finances, and then something with transitions. So that's what I get.
I get there's some securing the family with the 9 of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles. Securing them from what? The burden of the law. May have something to do with pardon power statewide.
Mm-hmm.
Since Rudy probably won't do it, somebody else, and I guess he wouldn't pardon himself. I guess you could, but there's a bunch of people here, so it's like their little inner circle. He's trying to help his family from the burden of the law.
Mm-hmm.
These people.
I can't. I'm telling you.
But what I find interesting and quite hilarious is that they have no clue how widely despised they are. Like, your dad kind of sort of maybe made a name for himself when he was governor after 9/11, and he rode that thing till, like, I mean, he campaigned on that basically, but he's tarnished his name so badly. What chance in hell do you think you have?
Giuliani made his fame when he took over after Mayor Dinkins, and he cleaned up New York. There were a lot of like porn shops and stuff, and he cleaned up Times Square area. Disney came in and candy shop and all that kind of stuff. He cleaned it up, and it did improve the city, somewhat. I mean, not that there wasn't still seedy areas and stuff, but he pushed it out. So, for tourism and stuff, he did some great things. That's where he got his claim to fame. And then 9/11, he was just trying to horn in on it. Like, he was already out as the mayor.
Yep. But it's like, dude, your daddy done pooped the bed big time. Like, what makes you think you have any chance?
So the next one is Matthew McConaughey really going to run for governor of Texas?
I can just see all the commercials with him and his Lincoln.
I don't think I've ever seen him in anything. I just know the name. Because all the celebrities want to do it now. Donald Trump made it look so easy. I mean, where's Mickey Mouse or somebody? Like, won't they run too? At least the nice people, let them run.
Yeah, fictional character. I get yes, but he won't make it. You know, he wants to run, new action, new opportunity, kind of discussing it in secret, trying to raise money here and waiting on the money. He's got 2 people helping him. But I get ultimately like he's going to be out in the cold. He has to abandon the attempt and heartbreak. He gets all the bad cards.
I get no. He doesn't desire it. He doesn't want it. He knows that he wouldn't be happy, probably because he couldn't smoke a bunch of weed right here, you know, but no.
I get this is he wants to, and he strongly considers it probably every time he has a conversation with particular people. You know how, and thank you, Ewats. There are some people who get around influential people and tell them all the things they should do because they believe that that person has a good idea for X, Y, and Z. Well, you have a really good idea for global warming, so you should be president or you should be governor. But it's so much more than just that one department. Like everybody was like, oh, The Rock would be a great president. Says who? Like he's a good person. That's great. But what does he know about governance? So it's I think that with the 2 of Cups, somebody tells him he can be the knight in shining armor on particular issues. And then he says, okay, I'm going to run for governor. They probably have this conversation every 2 weeks. They be drinking a Chardonnay and apples with caramel on it and think all of a sudden they can save the world. Go for it, but don't waste your time. That's not for you. Speaking of which, Caitlyn Jenner wants to run for governor. Well, she has filled out the paperwork actually to run for governor of California. Will she be successful?
No, girl. No.
Caitlyn Jenner Kardashian, because that's she'll claim to fame, even though you were an Olympic hero and all these different things. No, you're a Kardashian now.
Yeah. When are the Kardashian Jenners going to just sit down, take a chair?
They're supposed to be going off TV, but
For the love of God, please pull the plug, please.
I don't understand people that watch those kind of TV shows. It's like, I just, I don't get it.
It makes me anxious to sit there and have all these people yelling and screaming and throwing drinks at each other. What kind of energy is that? Just,
superficial crap. It's like, ugh.
I mean,
All the cameras.
They got more plastic injected into their face in the Pacific Ocean. I mean, it's sad. Like, it's freaking sad. So will Caitlyn Jenner be governor in California?
because I watched Cops when I was growing up. That was the first reality show. So I get the appeal of train wrecks and it ain't you, but this is different. This is it looks fake, not fake as in scripted, fake as in nobody is their real selves. At least on Cops, it was an actual criminal. They wasn't chasing the lighting guy. Thank you, Laura.
Well, like all Republicans, it's about the money and power, attention. It's like trying to work out all the details, the challenges. It's going to come to an end. But there's something sneaky going on, some thievery going on at the root of this. And she's like the inside person to do the thievery. I've got an inspiration, to get a return on money that I need, gifts of money. It's a power play also, trying to lift herself up. But I get all kinds of corruption and confusion, and it all comes to an end of a cycle. And she gets an offer from supporters to do something else. So maybe she's after her own TV show. She wants celebrity.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to get celebrity from it. She's not going to get governorship.
What a damn shame.
See, Kay Scarborough, I won't even go into. I went into it on Adrian's channel. I probably should have just done that on my own channel because it was controversial. But that's what makes me not believe her. How are you transgendered and a Republican?
We just had that conversation yesterday. Well, we were out with family, and then when I got into the car, I saw that you were live and you guys were having the same conversation. I'm like, serendipity. Like, do you remember the show? She had a show on Bravo TV when she first made the transition. And she was with a bunch of transgender women who were just regular people like you and I and everybody here in the chat who did not come from a life of privilege. And there was one episode where they got into this discussion about, like, how can you be Republican when you are this way? Like, you are a privileged person. You come from privilege. You do not see the what is it called? The not disenfranchisement, but the what's the word, Johnny? My brain is going blank. Discrimination that we regular folk get because you live in a mansion.
And he didn't live his entire life, or she didn't live her entire life with body dysmorphia and all this.
Yeah.
And she had the money to do her transition very quickly, where a lot of them, they have to save up and save up and save up because insurance doesn't cover that.
And he lives in a ginormous house in the middle of nowhere. These people have to go to work. How many the problems that these people face trying to find employment because they were transgender, then having to fight about equal pay, and then fighting about what bathrooms you can use. You know what I mean? It's like the whole thing. But here's the man that had a change. Oh, surprise. The wisdom here, his conservatism, and then something significant in the results of it. So like him putting in the paperwork. Is he going to win? Hell no. No, there's persistent news of persistent problems with him, his thinking, or whoever's running his campaign for him, whatever. It's just problems. He's not welcome. Nope.
And after Adrian's live stream, I recalled the story. I worked in a grocery store at the time the I Am Kate photo shoot thing happened with the white bustier or whatever you were wearing. And this man, I checked him out. He was on his way, and the little magazine stand, and he pulled it. He said, "This guy's a freak," and then walked out. Now, mind you, at that time, the person bagging for me is transgender. And so I felt like it made me enraged because I don't give a crap about Caitlyn Jenner. Okay, fine. She has enough money to be above your opinion, and she'll probably never hear it and probably don't care if she heard it. But this one right here, who lives in a house with religious parents, that should tell you enough right there. Mm-hmm. Who, like I said, was sent to camp and all these type of things. I trained him, and one of the things that I impart on anybody that I always trained in retail was new person. When somebody comes in, gives you ugly negative energy, you cannot give that to the next person that's a new person. They ain't got nothing to do with why that person feels that way. So you got to give them a whole brand new attitude. He left with this is the freak, and then I'm standing there. I feel bad for him because he had to sit here and watch this because his parents want their little girl back. Mm-hmm. And so now I'm like, everything that I feel comes out on my face. And so he walked up behind me. He's like all of 5 foot nothing. And he said, new person. Because in my mind, I was still mad. And I'm like, okay, new person. He had to remind me. And then I see people like this.
Don't you love it when you have to be reminded of your own advice?
Yeah. I mean, just new person. I'm like, okay, I understand. I got it. Because he goes through that struggle that she never will, that she never has, she didn't have. Anyway, back to the governorship, page of coins, page of wands, everything is stuck in its infancy. Here's the thing, though. Thank you, Courtney. She's not going to, I did make some things and I did paint. So thank you, Courtney. She is not going to go away, though. Because I said this on Adrian's channel. Now they have a transgendered mouthpiece. Now they can say, look, we're not hateful people because we have a transgender on our side. You see how we are? We're not hateful. And so she's going to be a good patsy for them, but it's always about money. Once that runs out, then they have no need for you. Yes, you got deep pockets, though. I need a box of sage right now at Kate's. So moving to another one, or another state, Val Demings of Florida says she wants to run for either DeSantis seat or Rubio seat. So she's going after one of them, strongly considering it. So will she actually run for office in Florida? Take both of their damn seats. Do one part-time.
You know who she should go after, because Marco Rubio is a little putz, that other guy that used to be the governor that did all the fraud with the Medicare, who's now a senator?
Rick Scott.
She should go after him, but...
Will she run for somebody's seat?
Lori's all excited from the way of positive change. She's like, yes. We see you down there, Lori. The only reason we haven't given up on Florida is because you're down there.
Otherwise, the rest of it can sink into the sea, and I would not care. Thank you, John.
I think she'll run as rep again. I think Pelosi talks her out of it. Because she's committed, but she's also stuck where she's at. And she's trying to go in, charge in to fight. But I get Pelosi's got plans for her, makes her an offer like, hey, stay in the House. Like she's going to let her run a committee or something. But she talks to her. And she's got some anxiety about Val moving on. She's afraid like they'll lose the seat if Val runs. So she returns to what she's been doing, which is as a rep. That's what I'm getting. I'm going to go warm up my tea real quick.
Okay. I asked if Val Demings would challenge Republican seats in Florida, just to try to wrap it all together. I get a no. There's a rupture here, some sort of accident or something, but she's not going to be satisfied. It's not in her favor. She's cut out here, and the favor is not. It's uncertain. No, it's not in her favor for those seats. So no.
I get a no too. Am I saging myself? Well, sort of. I got clearing spray, redlentilhealing.com. There's a man here and the high priestess as well. So I have no idea who he is, if he's the person maybe running for her particular seats, or I don't know. I don't know who he is, but he is accompanied with the high priestess. That means he's somewhere lying in wait. But the Three of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups, the outcome for the governorship or for Rubio's seat would not be set in stone. I mean, with the Democratic momentum, with the age of Aquarius, I would say that the universe might pull up an upset and she would unseat one of them, but this numbers-wise is not guaranteed. And at this moment, when so much is riding upon numbers, you don't need to roll the dice on this one. If you are a shoe-in to keep your seat, and let's work somebody else into these in particular positions. Because you get the Five of Pentacles here. This is like pushed out. No, we don't need to do this. But there's something new that she does do, and it's a change in plans. So I don't think she runs for their seats. There's just a change in those plans. Somebody wants to know where you got the thing on the wall behind you.
Huh?
Where'd you get the thing on the wall behind you?
Oh, that?
Yes.
That is from Etsy. On the Etsy, just if you go to Etsy and look for what is it? 3D wood printed
I can't
mandala.
remember what it's called. This way I didn't say
It's a mandala, but it's 3D printed wood, so it's really pretty.
All right. From Florida to Arizona, they are doing a recount down in the good old desert state.
Yeah, the crooked company from Florida, a nice segue, is doing the recount in Arizona.
With black and blue pens at that. So
recount what, number 5 or 6 at this point in Arizona?
Yeah, but they're doing it in a sort of crooked way. It's a crooked company in a crooked way. So I got 2 questions on this one, Johnny. Are they changing votes using their little blue and black pens instead of red and green? Because there's something about the ballots, like you're not supposed to touch them with blue or black ink because you could change a vote.
Change it.
And a woman caught them doing that, and it took them days to change to using red ink.
They're in Maricopa County.
So are they changing votes?
You lost, dude. Like, Biden's been president for like 3 months. We're not going back.
He celebrates his first 100 days.
Man, it feels like 2 years already.
Well, I tell you, time went really slow under Trump, though. It's like, are you kidding? How many? We got 3 more years of this, 3.5 more years of this 100 days in. Like, whoa.
And, it didn't help, although it had to be done every single week. When is he going? When is he going? When is he going? It's like, oh, somebody didn't throw the black salt on the White House. We know that for sure. That son of a bee made it full term. Are they changing the votes?
I start out with a double yes. Harvesting votes for the loser to try and throw burden. I start out with it's a power grab and a vote grab.
John in the comments is saying, we're going to keep counting until Trump wins by a landslide.
It would take a landslide to literally kill everybody on earth, and then you can be president.
Well, and the Electoral College vote has already been confirmed, so
we're done. And your vice president helped to do that, so
yeah.
Are they changing votes? Yes, there is an abundance that are conservative that is growing. So I would say yes, that they're changing them.
So yeah, there's something about them though where they're all on the same side, and this should be impartial, but it's like they all have the same agenda, all of them, and it is to be the inside man to do something treacherous with the 5 of Swords and the Page of Swords. So it ends with the 3 of Swords. So yeah,
I was very drawn to that red dress on that other card. It's like,
and mind you, it's open and there's like candles down at the bottom too.
Yeah, look what I'm hiding in Republican votes under here. I'm burning up all these Democrat ones.
And the little birdie is the one exposing the mask.
Mm-hmm.
Us and our magic cards. What was your second question?
What will be the outcome of this recount? What will happen from this recount?
Because I mean, it's done. Change all of them. Just change them all. Change them all to Trump, or do like Bush did and write Condoleezza Rice in there. Whatever you got to do, change it. He's still lost. Write John McCain in there. That would really change.
It's to keep pushing the big lie. Like if Democrats don't start demanding every single day, say something against the big lie, it's going to just keep perpetuating.
That flipped out. I think that was all I needed to see, but we'll flip the rest anyway.
I love how all these purple states keep trying to make their states red.
You do like I do when I start painting. I put one color and another color and then 10 more colors. The next thing you know, it's brown. Thank you, Larry. Thank you very much.
I get that this thing returns to court again because there's been an official change here done because it was manipulated and fraudulent. There's a sudden rupture and danger and then a lot of fighting. So I get that it goes back to court and they fight it out there because they were changing it themselves.
I get it. Not only goes back to court, it was the Republicans' plan for it to go to court. That's the whole thing, to trap it in court somehow. But I get, like, it causes a lot of anxiety, but does it change anything as far as who's in the White House? No, the person in the White House stays in the White House. These guys are going to have to move on from this. They're just trying to create more confusion.
Yeah, I get that. The first card I flipped out, where the heck is it? 4 of Swords. It's a foregone conclusion. So mind you, when you see this in the news, because it's never ending. Yes, exactly, Anne. Let me approve your comment that YouTube wanted to hide. There you go. They're going to constantly be constantly going back and forth about the votes. because this is just a dog and pony show at this point. They know you cannot reverse this. This is done. Four swords, we're done with this. We've already moved on. Y'all have already started bashing Biden. You've accepted him as president. So we're done talking at this point.
And he's got a higher approval rating than Trump ever had.
Yeah, probably, and ever will. And speaking of which, Donald Trump has relocated himself to New Jersey so that he can run for president in 2024.
Didn't we? You know what? We read on this a few months ago, and we all got that he would move.
That he was going to move because he can't stay at Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, I had gotten a place by a bay or something like that. I remember that reading.
So the question is, oh wait, let me cross this out. Because, okay, first let's do we even want to ask that question? We've asked it before. Is he going to run for president? Or is he just getting rich? I mean, he's not running for president, but let's ask it.
He's just going to keep grifting off his campaign finances to pay for his lawyers. He's got a grift to pay for legal lawsuits over grifting.
Thank you, Pamela. Let's see. We'll use this one. Will he run for president?
I could hear him in prison. I can get you a bigger bar of soap than that. I can get you a huge bar of soap. Like he would try to grift in prison.
Believe me, only I can fix it. You'll never drop it again. Get your big rope.
Nobody's ever created rope on the soap before. Only I.
Trump rope. Oh God. Smells like golf courses. Thank you, Roland.
Yes, he will run, but he'll eventually get blocked. I mean, he's basically running now, even though he hasn't filed paperwork probably. He's returning to what he's done before, which is running for president and grifting. Time's up on this smug little guy. Better be careful what you wish for, because if he hadn't been president the first time, he wouldn't have all these lawsuits. He wouldn't have as many lawsuits, I should say. So he's charging in. He's committed to it. He's looking for the steady money, but he gets the steady court things. I get a yes, like he runs, but he's getting the steady court things that blocks him because he's fighting in court. And that's the end of the cycle. He's out in the cold and has to retire. So he's got too many investigations on him that are already off the ground. They're already in the process. He will run. He will have to pull out.
I get the same thing. There's a promise or a commitment here to change his achievements. It's a loop. I won, they stole it from me. I won, they stole it. No, you lost, homeboy. You lost. He's very emotional and quite agitated. And then there's the elections. He loses the elections. He doesn't even make it to the elections. There's something here that happens where he's fighting, and then there's the elections. So
he doesn't make it in the it's hard to say the playoffs. What do you call it? The primaries.
Primaries, yeah. It's a grift. It's a total grift. That's all it is.
His actions and opportunities, they get blocked. So that's a no for me. He'll start with both fundraising and campaigning, and then it will be blocked because he will now have to make a decision on whether to leave the campaign trail or and to deal with such and such, how they all do. And so, yeah, he's not running. Well, he'll run, but
He'll just campaign
in
to
theory.
He'll just campaign to get the idiots to pay off all his legal fees, and then
Mhm.
peace out.
There was I don't think it was a rally, but it was a bunch of Trump people gathered around. And somehow they escaped the cornfield. And they were talking to reporters and people with microphones. I don't know who they were exactly. Thank you, Lily. That's okay. I'll take that too. Thank you very much. They were talking to some Trump people, like I said, that escaped the cornfield. Some of them were wearing Barron 2025 buttons. The 2025, I wrote, yeah, Barron 2025, as in Barron Trump 2025. They
There's
want
not even an election in 2025.
2024.
They're idiots. They're so dumb.
2025. They want Barron 2025 buttons. Sometimes I feel like there are sane, rational people that go play dress up just to make Trump supporters look bad.
Like they're paid actors.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, yes, Ocean Garden. I believe that's what it's called. But what I want to know, are they going to groom Barron for politics later on down the line, past 2025? Is that what they're going to train him in, is how to be a politician?
When there's not even an election that year. But okay.
And that's what, 4 years from now, will he even be 18 by then? What is he, 16, 17 now?
Yeah, he'd be 18, but to Becca's point earlier, I think you have to be 35 to run
To
for
be president, at least. Maybe he'll be like superintendent of Home Depot or something. Barron 20.
I'm gonna stop right there. Like, no,
Like, I don't.
you can't even get your year straight, people. Come on.
My first move of Three of Swords. I think, yeah, that's. I think that's cool.
it's like chaos for the White House, but I get a yes, they're grooming him. That they'll start grooming him for the White House. Not for 2025, but yes, they will start grooming him.
These people are so dumb.
Oh God. He was born in 2006. Well, he ain't got 4 years to get his act together. So his father lost his whole mind in 4 years, so he got to get his together. Okay, so and Donald Trump. We'll do another Donald Trump question. It's quite entertaining right now. Is he still useful to Vladimir Putin? If he is, why? If he is not, why not?
Is Trump still useful?
Yes.
Lucy just came trotting down the stairs. It's funny how I can tell which cat's coming by the sound of their walk. Lucy has a very fast-paced walk. Uh-oh, you coming up here?
Well, that's open for interpretation, Andrea. Was he ever useful? I don't really know. Well, I guess he was. He was a good shiny distraction while they did all their tomfoolery. I do like that the media is stuck to him anymore. Not as much, anyway.
You coming up, aren't you? Get all these cards laid, and here she comes with her big fluffy butt. You know who I gets useful to him still is Melania.
Oh.
Because, you know, he's got hopes for something that's in her name that she clings to. And her connection to other foreign leaders. I feel like there's been a break with Trump here in the past and, you know, sneakiness going on. But it looks to me like he's done with Trump. He's still going to try to mess around with the White House and stuff. He's still got other plans he's going to try to get going off the ground. I get he's done with Trump.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
What's on that card?
I don't know the name of it. I need to I threw the phone across the room. Wait a minute. Let me see if this computer is on. You go, Becca, anytime you want.
Oh, no, that relationship ended. It's ended. There may be something chronic there or physical or a lot of criticism, like maybe Spanky's calling him, hey buddy, and it just goes to voicemail. You know, Putin got what he wanted. There's a rift and there's a split, but it's ended. He's no longer useful to him. So no, done, quit.
I get that. No, he's not useful. They have a disagreement they cannot settle. He was not also very effective in completely enacting their plan
For the elections?
for everything.
The sanctions, everything.
But he's not useful. There's your answer for that one. But the rest of the GOP still is. He's still got plenty of people in there. So, yeah, big deal.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got other ones and other prominent people, leaders, people in office, like in positions, like maybe even household names type positions. So
He just has to throw a stick and yell fetch with that dog on that card.
the Tasmanian devil at that. I was trying to find the name of this other. It's taking too long to type. There's this animal, and that's what made me laugh. It
Oh, that's
smells like.
honey badger.
Is that what that is? Okay, then that's not what I was thinking of. Then there's
honey-
another one that looks just like it, but it looks like a little bear cat, and it smells like popcorn. And that's what made me laugh. It's like that's probably what Donald Trump smells like half the time is food.
Hamburgers and smelly diapers.
Yep.
So he has no more use. Okay, I'm gonna be petty. Damn it, I threw the phone across the room. Okay, there's this man who was trying to get a date on one of these little websites or one of the apps and things. He was talking to this woman and was going back and forth about how he was at the riots. And she was like, okay, we're not a match. And he says, well, so I suppose not, or something like that. So she turned him in because you said you were at the insurrection of the United States of America. So she turned you in. Will there be any other odd ways people are brought to justice within this insurrection? There's already been 2 more that were posting their pictures, even now, to Facebook. After all that has happened, they posted it to Facebook and got snapped up just like that. So will there be any more people who
Dating failures.
who are not the brightest bulb in the crayon box and are going to get caught?
Let me just think about how I can put it out there what I did for Trump. There's so many different ways they could do this.
How is that the thing you try to catch a date with, though?
Tells you who they're trying to catch.
I was at a riot the other day. I mean, don't you want to date? No.
And you would think, like, after you see everybody else, all your homies getting locked up and FBI roll into your house, you're just like, let me put it on Facebook. Keyboard roll. Like, I don't care what the feds do. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
I get a yes, Johnny. I get that. Here's the insurrectionist. There's going to be significant growth in more of them getting busted. So, yes.
I get a funny yes, like one way is somebody's going to return to the Capitol. Like, here's where the plan, started. Here's where I came charging in. Like, they're doing a tour when it opens back up to the public. Like, they're doing a tour amongst many, and it's like, here you get an offer. You're gonna go to court here, and it's like he's looking for support. So I'm gonna say he posts it like on public media or something. Like, look, I'm back here again. He's gonna lose on that.
God, stupid people. So there's someone here. He either gets out of jail or on something unrelated, but told somebody with the Ace of Cups, somebody new in his life, him or her, somebody new in their life. And I think it's kind of like, because I get a doctor here too, but it's a jail of some sort. So maybe you went to the infirmary and then told people about your war wounds and, I got this when I was at the Capitol and breaking shit. And the next thing you know, they turn you into. And so you come back to jail. So yeah, somebody else is going to rat themselves out.
Man, that's the shallow end of the gene pool right there, dude. Like,
Evil geniuses.
Oh.
oh Lord.
So Christopher Wray and Merrick Garland, the FBI and the DOJ are being pressured to release information about Saudi Arabia's role in 9/11. Will this information be released?
Since, what was it, like 9 out of the 12 hijackers came from there?
Let's see. JC, the question was, will the FBI and the DOJ be forced to release it was reports, or what was the actual unsealed probe. It was a probe that's sealed. So will they unseal the probe linking Saudi Arabia to 9/11?
It was part of the 9/11 commission. I'm sure. I get eventually yes, but it takes a while because at first I was getting a no. Returning to this report, something about it, is very burdening. But looking at the root of finances, where they were sitting pretty financially, things that were covered up or gaslit about. I get like they were planning to, and then they're out in the cold, like they don't get to do it. And then something about for security reasons, they transition away from it. And then I'm like, okay, finally they share it. But it's gonna take a while. It comes as a ruling from the DOJ. They finally share it. So I think it's the FBI doesn't want to share it, and the DOJ wants to.
I didn't hear the other part of the question, Johnny. I'm sorry. So I just asked if DOJ will release the 9/11 reports, and I get a yes. There's going to be recognition here about something abundant growth. This could be perhaps identifying the players, perhaps someone, a very high up player, someone at the top of the chain of command who funded this, either for training, for people's careers, something. But it may show like a hierarchy of these people, and also perhaps links to a legacy, some sort of family legacy, family tree. But yes.
Thank you, Anna. So I was first getting like no-ish. So I got the page of wands and the four of wands to where it's like it stays in-house. Like this stays where it's supposed to be. Like whatever information, it's already done. All the information you have is already complete. What you're going to know is what you know. And then I get the four swords, like it stays there. But then I get the Knight of Cups and the Four of Cups with the Page of Cups. There's a little information which means to me that is probably released but redacted. You could get because mind you, all they want is the connection with Saudi Arabia in 9/11. So everything that's in there isn't pertinent to this. So I'm going to go with yes because it ends with the Two of Cups. So yes, they will come to an agreement. I think there will be some stuff that is omitted because it has nothing to do with whatever probe they're currently working on. So that was that. Now, the infrastructure bill, will it pass? Yay or nay?
Got a really high approval rating in the US right now. I think that something like 75% of Americans are for this bill.
Well, I mean, we've needed it since what, the early 90s?
Every president since I've been of voting age has talked about putting more money into infrastructure, and they never do.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one of them. And there's my America card right on the bottom.
Is this looking at a 50-50 thing too?
Yeah, because they can do it as a what you call it? Budget reconciliation. Would make it a 50-50 deal. I get eventually it does. And I think it's because Americans keep pushing. It's like when they wanted to kill Obamacare, Americans kept pushing and saying no, no. So we have to keep saying yes, yes. They're trying to charge in with they've got anxiety. They're trying to hang on to it intact the way it is. Something does change with it. So there's a lot of debate on the floor, back and forth. What do you want? What do you want? There's a little bit of heartbreak, I think, because I think it does get cut a little bit. But there's something about corporate money that they like axe out of this somehow. So like, I don't know how it funds corporations in it, or deciding which corporations would benefit from it, because somebody's got to like get the jobs, right? Something in that changes, and they work across the aisle collaborating on that. And I get, yes, it passes. But it's going to get tied up for a little bit, deciding like who gets the contracts, that kind of thing. What you getting, Becca? Are you getting a no?
I get eventually, because there's the happiness, the gifts, the satisfaction, the joy, the beauty, and then there's the end and the loss. And then there's something here about that's at a distance or with travel. So maybe they act something out for perhaps for transportation, maybe something in transportation gets hacked. I don't know. It's yeah. One day it shall. But it's like they take something out. We're not going to be completely satisfied with the end result. Even, I mean, I don't know.
I get there's big money at stake here with the Nine of Pentacles. There's a woman, though, who has to come in and make it so. I don't know if she's a deciding vote. It may not even be Kamala. It could just be maybe a Republican come over to the other side or something like that. But thank you, Passing Show. There is some woman here who plays a role in that. The money is already basically approved here. The worry and the stress come over either one particular person or two particular people. But somebody's being childish, and they're being childish on purpose with the Fool and the Two of Pentacles. They are throwing this out of balance, not because they don't want somebody to get money. They just want to be an obstructionist. That's the way they did for 8 years with Obama. Just say no to everything you want to do. I don't care what it is. Just say no. Free heart transplants, no.
Like, hey, Mitch McConnell, all the water supply in Kentucky has been poisoned. Let's pass this bill. No.
No.
They can have bottled water for the rest of their lives. No.
But speaking of Kentucky, will they legalize marijuana for a recreational use? Recreational.
Did you see where a guy Matt Gaetz helped with medicinal marijuana in Florida is now getting all wrapped up in the Gaetz gate? He's a good buddy that went to the Bahamas with him.
The company you keep. He's going to be the new Medusa now. Recreational. Apparently, it passed the House, but it didn't pass the Senate because it was going to the Kentucky Senate, but COVID happened, and then it got delayed. And then they never brought it back up or something of that nature, I do believe, from what I read.
They're concerned about it ending corporate, like, that they can't figure out how to make money off it themselves. Like, they're concerned about how it ends corporate finances. So whether that's in the medicinal marijuana area, but I get ultimately, I think they kill it and keep working on it. They're very concerned about the big money and stealing away from that. And the Republicans are committed to protecting that big money. It would make them more secure in the structure of the state, where they're always having to take money from everybody else. I know here in Illinois, it's been a huge income for the state to help cover the COVID costs.
Yep. I get it. I don't know if it goes to court or it's up to a woman here in some sort of corporation or some sort of government institution. But there's money to be made here. A businesswoman, and then there's an institution. So I don't know if this would, I only did a line of 3, so I don't know if this would compete with Big Pharma. Because first you're going to start with recreational and people are going to want to smoke it. And now you're going to compete with Big Pharma. You're going to medicinal. You're going to compete with the beer companies because it's, cheaper and more effective to go smoke a joint than it is to go get drunk. Like there's a businesswoman and then an institution. That's what I'm saying. So
meanwhile, you can take a drug with the name that's 48 letters long for one thing, and then your leg falls off tomorrow because that's the side effects. Meanwhile, or you can just pull some grass up out the ground and smoke it.
Yeah.
We can either keep you addicted to opioids, or you can go smoke some pot.
It's up to you.
Opioids is a big money maker, so
we can keep you on disability for glaucoma, or you can go smoke some pot.
I get it goes in a loop. There is the 5 of Pentacles to where it gets pushed out, and then it comes back in with the 6 of Swords and the 6 of Wands. So there's some victory and some progress, and then you get the 4 of Swords and the Page of Swords, and it goes back to nothing. And then you get the 3 of Pentacles. They work on it with the Strength. They bring it back again. And then it ends in Justice and the 2 of Swords. So it's stuck in a loop. And I think that's where your local politics become more important than Biden and Harris, because this should have been passed a long time ago. Now, mind you, Mitch McConnell was one of the people who co-authored the bill to change the smoking age to 21. Nationwide. So, and they did it apparently on behalf of the cigarette companies. That way the young people would stop buying the vapes and then you'd go back to cigarettes. So everything's got to be about money and backhand deals. And Lord Jesus, why can't life just be simple? Okay. Commercial break. Tomorrow is Monday. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. No, Central Standard. No, Eastern Standard Time. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow will be Ghost Stories on Adrian channel, Red Lentil Healing. Wednesday, I will be doing a live stream with Lena Rodriguez at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. On the 30th, Friday, at 7 p.m. Central, we will be, I did this for you, Sylvia, give you some seeds. At 7 p.m. Central, we will be on Jen's channel for the Humane Society. We will be doing a fundraiser then. Hope to see you there.
I'll be posting up my community tab to ask for questions like animal related if you have some. We'll also do some political questions, but I would love to have some animal related questions if you guys have some.
I'm pretty sure y'all do. Because everybody got a pet in this chat but me, I guarantee. So, so tomorrow, Ghost Stories on Red Lentil Healing. Wednesday, Lena Rodriguez. And then Friday, the Humane Society, we will be doing a charity stream. Hope to see you there. Let's do 2 more. Okay. So, okay, we'll you know what, this is actually not funny, but you know what it is. So there you go. Ted Nugent got himself a good old case of the coronavirus. But he says there is no pandemic, that this is still a hoax and so forth and so forth. But he is positive with his COVID-19.
I bet he's positive for a few more things too.
Thank you, Angela. All of y'all make our world a better place too. We appreciate y'all. Don't ever take that as just rhetoric. We really do appreciate you. I guarantee you. Ted Nugent. I want to look at his mental health at the moment. Because I understand, you know, you consume nothing but Fox News. They tell you blah, blah, blah. But even they stopped saying that. So what in here is going in the wrong direction?
He suffer from cat scratch fever. Cat scratch fever.
He
Big hit of his in the 70s for those old folks like me.
got fleas in his brain. Ted Nugent, I mean, if you don't know who that is, consider yourself lucky. That's yeah. That's interesting. He gets the same cards that other child did. What's his name? Tucker Carlson. He might have syphilis. Is eating at his brain or something.
He's on prescription medication, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like a big dose, not a little dose.
Interesting.
He's got the COVID. He's got a lot of people around him. Yeah, he's got a doctor that's helping him get over the COVID. He's on big medication for back issues. So I'm going to say like opioids or something. It's something that a lot of people in America take. So I'm feeling opioids. That has changed something in him. Like they need to reduce the dosage. That has changed something chemically in him, is what I'm getting. So he has an addiction. He runs a loop in his head over and over and over and clings to that because, Trump. He just replays it, like meditates on it and ponders on it all the time. So one-sided viewpoint, is that mentally a problem? He's like obsessed.
Linda says he has mad cow disease. I ain't heard that since the early 2000s, mad cow disease.
He's obsessed with Trump. He's just obsessed.
I get that he has a very significantly powerful addiction, may have something to do with an accident or perhaps some sort of surgery that he had. Maybe, I don't know how long ago. I don't know if he was in some sort of an accident. I have no idea. I don't know anything about this guy. His addictions are dangerous and it makes him all loopy and crazy. And he's addicted to being high here this way. Addicted to being high. also very aggressive and severe mood shifts here. Very turbulent and dangerous emotions. Like his emotions are not stable. There's a woman showing up here. I don't know who that is. I don't know if he's married or has a girlfriend. I don't know. But she's like a caretaker, or she takes care of him this way with this woman. I don't know if that would be a girlfriend, a live-in maid, or somebody. Perhaps somebody that cooks or nurtures him emotionally. But this homeboy is jacked.
Dolores Claiborne.
Huh? Who's
Dolores
Dolores?
Claiborne. That's oh no, that's a horror movie. You wouldn't saw.
Oh, well, this guy ain't right in the head, man.
So that's interesting. The very first thing I get is he has some sort of brain damage.
Brain
like
damage?
CTE, or it's not like Alzheimer's or dementia. It's brain. It's like an actual head wound or some sort of contusion, like maybe he fell off or something. Or
like Gary Busey that had the motorcycle accident and now has permanent brain damage.
He's got some sort of damage. He is also, I mean, he got more drugs in his house than Pfizer. There is the temperance, and then there's the Eight of Pentacles. There's like tons and tons of, and thank you, Gene. Did I say thank you? Thank you, Gene. There's tons and tons of pills in his house, like tons. And mind you, he ain't in no hurry to get off of none of them, because some of them, from he gets whacked out, and he probably likes that feeling, and fall asleep in the pool of his own drool. So I mean, hey, you boo. There's an antidepressant. I'll leave that alone, actually. Well, you know what? No, there's a common side effect of antidepressants in men, and I'll leave it at that. Now you get what I'm saying. And so he has that because he's on an antidepressant of some sort. There is it keeps going back to the head, though. There's a lot of head trauma, and I think it has exacerbated his already weird head movies he already has. So yeah, he's on at least 8 or 9 medications too. God. So last reading, anyway, we'll do it. We usually do a funny reading, but I didn't have one, so I thought we would end with a nice one. Jeopardy has been going through it, trying to find themselves a host. It seems that the United of the States are pushing forth for LeVar Burton. This is like everybody's cousin that they just didn't know they had. So will LeVar Burton get the Jeopardy spots? There are petitions to get him to be the host of Jeopardy. So let's see. And then I will do my giveaway right after that. We'll end with the nice person. Yeah, see, he's going to do the guest spot. People want him to be the permanent. Dr. Oz effed it up, so they talked about him like a dog.
Are they still going through like trying out different people, like a whole bunch of people? Because I get eventually, yes, he gets it. Because they're listening to America, who America wants, moving him to higher ground. The big boss is listening. But he's keeping it a secret for right now. Like he may make it sound like, oh, he's not going to get it and we're going to move on to somebody else. And I feel like there's a woman that they'll talk about, like that they may try to say gets it. And then it's like, surprise, our new celebrity, we picked from all these, and then I get a yes. So I think eventually, yes. But they're going to drag this out. They're enjoying the drama.
I get change is delayed, and then there's interviews, dating interviews. So,
And a talk
Yeah.
show.
I have the death card on the bottom, which is change.
Oh, it's a talk show? Is he on a talk show?
No, I was just saying talk show.
Oh, okay.
Like with the birds, something talking. There is an advantage. This is like pressure from the outside world, since that's who they want. There's the man, gets something new, and victory in the end. So I believe he does get it. So Mr. Reading Rainbow, yes, he will have himself a brand new gig. So right now, whenever you're done talking about Mr. Burton, I think he's got the job. Brand new. I always send you new decks. I don't ever send you used ones, so you can clean it and use it your own self. A number 1 through 100. Type it down in the chat. The first one I see, mind you, don't get mad if you typed it first and I didn't see you. First one I see, I will send it to you if you send me your information tonight. 1 through 100. Oh, Jesus. I move mouse. I can't see. Okay. Keep going. Anybody got it yet? Oh, there it is. I seen 11. Something right there. All right. Miranda Lynn. Send me your information and I will send this to you, my friend. Miranda Lynn. She got 11.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
So before we go, tomorrow on Red Link to Healing Ghost Stories at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wednesday, back over here with Lena Rodriguez at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Friday, we will be on Jen Lynn's channel for the Humane Society. Now you're typing 11. At 7 p.m. for our charity string. Hope to see you there. Be there, be square.
And back here on Sunday, back on mine.
And yes. So, oh, that's the wrong mouse. So thank y'all. Miranda, send me your information right now, and then I will send this to you at my earliest convenience. We will see y'all tomorrow for the ghost stories, and then again for the stream on Wednesday. Y'all have a good night.
Bye.